Welcome everybody. It's week one of the greatest thing that happened on it, and well, the world. It's the NFL season. It's back. I miss it so much. Yesterday was, of course, Eagles Cowboys, and what a game we had. Already in the first 20 seconds, we had an injury and a spit. God, and Jalen Carter got a rejection, of course, 20 seconds into the game after he spit on fucking Dak Prescott. As you see the replay, Dak spit for it like a bitch. Yeah, it was fun. This was an interesting game. Uh, I'll say it like this: 20-24, Eagles beat the Cowboys, but I didn't think that the Cowboys were gonna score more than fucking 13 points all game. They did accomplish what I thought what I didn't think they were gonna do, which is run the football. They ran what they had like 100 and they had like what 119 rushing yards on the day, which is kind of crazy from them, but it's better than what they could have done. Um, my biggest takeaway, of course, is basically the defense of the Eagles right here. The defense. Allowing not only 188 passing yards, but 119 rush yards. This right here, 22 first downs, 7 for 11 on third down efficiency. This, this right here, the no sacks allowed, 2 punts, right? It's so baffling. this this defense of the Eagles needs to pick it up because if you actually look at it, the defense of the Cowboys played better than the defense of the Eagles. You know, a couple of mistakes here and there, which basically cost the Cowboys the game, but most of all, this was all Cowboy football basically. The only thing that the Eagles did better was rushing yards, and it's kind of crazy. They were pathetic on defense right here. It's baffling to me. Um, I don't know what I can say more other than it's kind of baffling. Devontae Williams scored the first touchdown of the game, which was probably the most craziest thing. We People thought it was going to be the Eagles. I thought it was going to be the Eagles, but of course it was Javonte Williams on the one doing a 1 yard run. Then Jalen Hurts, ties up the game with a 4 yard rush, but of course the Cowboys take it back and get another 1 yard Javonte Williams touchdown, and then 8 yards from Jalen Hurts ties the game up. Aubrey, automatic Aubrey scores for Eagles. I mean for the Eagles for the Cowboys, but Saquon says, nah, give me 21. So he goes and takes it for 10 yards until the end zone. Aubrey then scores a 53-yard field goal to, put him down by one. But Jake Elliott basically says in the third quarter, I'm calling game. Scores a 58-yard field goal. This game was not entertaining other than the first 2 quarters. The last three kind of lackluster, but that's because the defense kind of picked it up. Most of all, I'm most disappointed in this one. The Eagles. Eagles defense looked terrible. I mean, yeah, but you could say the Cowboys defense kind of looked terrible, but everybody expected the Cowboys defense to look terrible this year. After giving up Micah Parsons, but they actually played really good, and it's baffling to me. Yeah, I mean, other than a couple mistakes the Cowboys did, this game was actually really closer than I thought it was going to be. And it was a pretty entertaining game for the first couple of quarters. And Dak had an impressive game. Jalen Hurts played freaking. He played like a Super Bowl MVP. CeeDee Lamb probably played well. The one thing I hope and I thought who was going to play pretty well, who kind of really didn't do much, was of course George Pickens. I thought they were going to focus on him more. Vontae Turpin kind of was in there. I thought they should have run more him, especially when he's more speedy, and the way that defense of the Eagles looking like, they could have done more. Yeah, I mean, you know, it was baffling. Of course, Torrey Jackson basically gave up a touchdown when he passed interference. There was a lot of Eagles penalties on their defense, and that's another thing. The Eagles this year needs to, 9 penalties cannot happen again. All right, they need less than that. They need to get rid of this. Right here, this right here, the one fumble by Miles Sanders, famously enough a former Eagle player. The one fumble basically cost the Cowboys a game. I didn't think Cowboys were gonna be competitive, but looking at it, if they can get a couple of moves, they could be an actual competitive team this year. I know people already count them out, but the way they played kind of impressed me. So if they can make some right moves, maybe sign a couple guys, look for something in the trade deadline, yeah, they can definitely be more impressive. Of course, the Eagles just recently, I think it's like a few hours ago, just signed Zadarius Smith. So of course they tried to upgrade their defense after yesterday's performance. And you know what? In all realness, we all know that the Eagles, they're going to bounce back from this, defensive showing, and basically whoever they play next is gonna get what they play the Chiefs next week. So look, that one's gonna be more entertaining. But if they can do what they did to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl last year, yeah, we're looking at most likely another repeat for the Eagles. So look for them to bounce back. But for the Cowboys, I'm pretty sure week 2 they don't play. If I remember right, I don't remember who they play week 2. Week 2 they play the Giants. Oh yeah, yeah. They should have the Giants number here. The only way they don't is some kind of injuries, or they just completely shit the bed on that one. Yeah. Other than that, uh, this is this is a really impressive way to kick off the season. I do like what they did. Both teams here. I think it was super interesting. Of course, today is of course Chiefs and Chargers in Brazil. I hope this game is better than last year's one, which kind of fucked everything over for a lot of teams. But yeah, I kind of just hope that maybe we see something interesting here. Um, yeah, this is it from the week 1 review for Thursday. Tomorrow will be the week 1 Brazil game, so check that out.